What's going on, traders? Yeah, I just want to get on here and share the trading day with you. I've been having some technical difficulties here with this trade. I keep getting kicked off of Quan Tower and kicked off of the stream, and everything is just kind of being chaotic here. I'm in a trade at the moment for this long. Let me get everything going here. Okay, so we're at 9.10 profit for the day. Let's see how we do through the power hour here. It's about 3:17, so we got a little bit of time left. Trying to get resituated here after that clusterfuck of a tech problem here. But it seems like it's all resolved itself now. I'm actually going to get out of this trade because I think I'm going to kind of figure for a short up here. And we'll do 25 tick stop. I don't feel like that was too aggressive of an entry, as in like I should have waited longer, just because I feel like this was the last high that really counts. This stop loss above this guy, I feel like there's plenty of room for it to have a quick little burst and back down if that happens. But we'll see how this plays out here. I'm trying to make sure. See if I'm having all sorts of technical issues, so bear with me here as I try to cope with this. Kind of more of a bearish bias for me when it comes to NASDAQ at the moment. There was a time where NASDAQ felt like, oh, every single pullback it's just going to go to the race, go to the moon and get new highs and everything else. But I really feel like the energy has shifted on some level. Not to say, it's not going to go back up to record highs or anything like that. I'm just talking today. In the short term, what's happening in the next hour or so. Let's check out what's going on the higher time frame. And we're pretty high up from where we were. We'll see how this plays out. This will probably be. I'll give it even more of a risk. And since I'm having all these technical issues, I think this will probably be the last trade. Only just do those pretty successful on power hour actually. It's not noticed or known from like the stuff I showed at the beginning, but if you watch this stream and then the previous one where it cut out abruptly, I think I'm up almost let's look, 1,075. I think when I started the other stream is 800, so up like $200 in the power hour here. But for purposes of like, oh, I just caught this stream, what are you up? I don't really remember. I'm trying not to really fixate and focus on that because it's easy to fixate and focus on the P&L and like all the narratives of like, oh, I'm sucking, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and I try not to live that way. try to stay present for the most part, but kind of anybody new, my strategy is very simple. It goes like always short at the top of the hill, always buy at the bottom, and don't give a shit about a breakout. It sucks when a breakout happens, and then sometimes I might break my own game plan to chase, but I've found that chasing the market is a great way to lose money all the time. Because you start buying at the bottom or selling at the bottom, thinking it's going to go down, and then you get burned, and then it's like, oh well, I guess I'll just put a buy in, and then you buy at the top of the candlestick, and it goes down, and it's a vicious cycle, really. And that's what happens normally to me when I become unconscious and just start chasing. I start falling for every trick that the market lays out. I start buying up here, thinking, oh, it's just going to go up into infinity. It's going to go to the top of this range, even though we're really like smack dab in the middle of it. That candlestick wick breaking beneath that one is a good sign of it getting ready to flush. If it does, hopefully it at least goes down to that wick right here. For anybody that's kind of watching, that would be the target. About 100 tick target. That's about my typical kind of ranged. That'd be $500. That's the goal. I mean, it could drop. Go way below that. If it only got $300 instead of the $500, do I feel like I missed out? No, but it seems very probability world that price will go back to there, especially with what it looks like as far as we had a big move down and went up, although it did kind of double top. Yeah, I don't know. This blue line is the center of the range between up here and down here. I would just think with it being kind of a red day, red day for the most part. But yeah, that's my strategy. Pretty simple. Not using, I use the P&L as kind of a indicator of price action, and I just kind of focus more on this price action and selling at the tops. When I see a big move up, resisting the urge to click buy and just kind of reprogram my mind to see those as big shorts and those as big buys. Like this candle here, instead of like looking at that like it's going to drop all the way down to here and just one big move, I think, oh, from here to there, that box represents $100. Yeah, so it's like if you see a big move down and it's starting to go up on one contract, just that tiny little move from there to there, $100. And so it'd be the same thing with these candlesticks too. You know, the candlesticks themselves, you can measure them. We're getting about 16 ticks. Big ones are about 20 ticks. So there is range, you know, about $100 from high and low in a minute. That's how it's kind of oscillating. Where's my computer? Sound like it's having a freaking meltdown all of a sudden. I need to take it apart and just clean up. Not a good sign, but you know, so like the reactivity would be like, oh, let's jump in on a buy as these two candlesticks just moved up. Let's see how big of a move that is just for experience reasons. 27 ticks between those two candles. So even if you figured 30, make the math easy, about 150. So if you were to scalp this and just wait for these highs and lows of these 1 minute candles and wait for it to get to the very top and trade it at the very bottom on one contract, you can expect maybe $100, $100 winners. Then you go zoom out a little bit bigger to the 15-minute candle. Kind of do the same thing. And you can see that candle is about 100 tick candle. If it retraces from the top of this guy down, this is just a way of looking at the market. It's like a way of looking at scalping. And scalping can be pretty risky and dangerous if you're going big on the position size. I'm going to resist the urge to try to get in on a buy. I still think it's going down. I'm going to wait till it gets up here a little bit more. There's really not that big of a move left on the upside for me, like 20 ticks. That's not worth getting in on a buy for me. See if it goes up just another little bit. Missed it that time. And this would be the last trade, everybody. We'll do a 25 tick stop. And that's just to kind of get up and over that and then back down if it goes back down. We'll see what it does here. It could just fail. You know, this could be a failure. I wouldn't want to be buying it right now though. But, you know, people could see that as a higher low and it's going to go back up to the upside, bouncing off this middle. But why I don't see it like that is because of this big inducement down earlier today, this morning. And then just my strategy, which is in these zones not to expect a breakout, but to just go with a short. Is that a 100% strategy? Does it happen every single time where it gets up here and then gets shorted? No. But statistically, in probability world, which is what we're kind of doing in trading, if you just short the tops and buy at the bottom, from my math, from the way I do it, it's like 60% of the time, 65% of the time. It doesn't have a breakout. You know, I'm not telling you guys what to do either. I mean, you can trade however you want to trade and try to get a breakout right there and ride it up to the top of this guy and whatever's. I just see it as there's 1, 2, 3 attempts to get over this little hump for the time being, with each one failing. You had that valiant effort right there of this move that took 30 minutes. And it still didn't have the mustard to clear that out. That's a sign of weakness to me. And like the way this is like looking, you know, to me, I would expect that to start to flush any moment. As the people that bought up here thinking there was going to be a breakout are starting to get squeezed and closing their position. But you never know. It could be trending right now and right back up. But I kind of do these streams just for other traders, just to see just the mentality, I guess, of what other people in the market are thinking. Not everybody thinks the same or sees the market the same, and even if you're predatory, wouldn't you want to know what your prey thinks? I mean, that doesn't that make sense? 8 minutes for this candlestick to close. I don't know why my computer sounds like it's getting ready to freaking take off. It's interesting to me that trading is only, like, this kind of trading is way new. You know, it's crazy. You know, you would think that this kind of stuff has been going on or whatever, but it's crazy to me that people used to, like, make phone calls to brokers to check prices. Talk about Stone Age. What was the world like before that? Just waiting for a quarterly report. It'll be exciting as, like, trading develops, when, like, younger people that have been used to playing video games really start entering the trading space, because I feel like most of this is, like, kind of controlled on some level by algorithms, but then at the same time, just I feel like humans do things without their conscious awareness of it, like bees. You know, will make a hive without just, like, they make all this geometrically perfect hive. Yet, you know, I mean, do each individual bee really know what they're doing? Yeah, but, you know, kind of what I was getting at before, you know, with the younger people that have been kind of into the game, you know, game space and everything, it's like once their consciousness gets added to this collective, you know, I feel like this will be a lot more fun to trade and have, you know, be more game-like. Part of the stuff for me is just how slow this shit is, and it just dawdles around. It'd be awesome if there was, like, kind of traders that are just, like, riding this like a wave and just making this a lot faster. Maybe that I just need to get on, like, a shorter than a 1 minute candle or a 1 minute time, so it's more real time. I don't know. Maybe it's fine the way it is, but I guess if you wanted more action, maybe you should just load up more contracts. I just the amount of dawdling around, just tiddling, just back and forth, tittle, tittle, tittle. A lot of times, these little straight to the bottom and then moves up, be looked at as like a trap. I like trying to catch these falling knives and ride these, like, waves, but a detriment is thinking that, oh, this time it's the turnaround, or this is the bottom, Yeah, as soon as it starts losing momentum, I mean, you could have just caught it quick if you like kind of caught that somewhere at the like the worst possible, you know, the lowest spot. Say you got it right there, and rode a decent portion of that. I mean, that would be 20 ticks, 10 contracts. That's $1,000. But I mean, there's not much wiggle room, you know, for that. I mean, that's a lot more suspect. I don't really like holding trades super long. I mean, they're so random. Like on like the little micro level, it's like, yeah, you have a pretty good thought. I mean, it's like a probability. I mean, it feels like there's like some like logic behind the way it's moving on the present moment, like in the 1 minute chart at least. But holding it for hours and hours, I've done that. You know, I've held positions all day and was doing swing trading style for a while, but it's just so slow and random. I mean, you'd be having a good position, and then your like swing trade would be affected by the news, and then it's another day that your money's just sitting there not doing anything besides just being tied up into a position with swap fees and shit. We got last 15 minutes of the power hour here. It's been dawdling around in this area for a while now. This general price zone. Yeah, the majority of the price movement has been going on in here. So we'll see what it does right now. I'm going to take some of this risk off the table. Just in case there's a big flicker up for half a second and then it drops back down. You know, if you think of price on some level of like just devouring stop losses, you can kind of think, okay, so price is here and here. Where are all the stop losses at? Well, I would assume people have stop losses here, here, here. Probably got a bunch of stuff going on up here. And so I would think that anywhere where these wicks are, where prices pushed it down, you're going to have a shitload of sellers just waiting for an opportunity to short it. And you know, once it starts getting shorted, well, where's price going to go? It's going to go to where the orders are, which stop losses are orders. So, and it's just so price is kind of moving opposite in some level of that what people think. You know, you got to keep in mind, like most people are not being successful at doing trading. And so the question is why? Why are people not being successful? What is happening? You know, is a lot of it just emotions and people not being disciplined enough to not make emotional decisions and go full tilt and screw up their account like that? I don't know. I don't really know the answer. I'm just kind of talking out loud. But you know, if we think that price goes up because we get all these buy orders that are pushing it up like right now, it's easier for me to think of price movement in terms of eating these, where are the stop losses, and take profits, because they're kind of one and the same thing, you know. So I'm about to get stopped out, looks like. We'll see if that was a wise stop loss placement or not. Yeah, that was a good stop loss placement because that just blew through there. Yeah, so I just put a buy order in as that just went vroom, vroom. Because that kind of now broke into this zone. But you can see a lot of selling pressure. It's affecting the price action, but we'll see what happens, because then the next area for stop losses that would kind of seem obvious to me would be up here. You know, from people shorting it. And on the small scale, you know, you can kind of, I would assume the stop losses are for this, you know, I think we're getting some volatility here at the end of the day. But yeah, that's just the way I'm thinking about kind of targets and how the market actually is moving. Have that be break even. Shit. Yeah, I got lucky on that guy. We're able to get back to break even there. Yeah, this is starting to become, this is where I lose a lot of money normally, in these big volatility moves, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So we'll just be done for the day. It's almost the end of power hour. Let's see how we did. Oh, lost $100. Or no, we're still, you know, these accounts are still up for the day, $755, but yeah, I think the high was up not to 900, something like that. So with that being said, I appreciate you all liking, sharing, subscribing, all the social networking things. And until the next trading session here, we're going to call it a day. So thanks and God bless.